With many of the clients that we work with, they've told us that they didn't feel that TikTok was the best channel for them. Well, that might have changed with last week's announcement that TikTok now has search campaigns. Yes, you can now target users by the keywords that they are using when searching on TikTok. So in this video, we will show you where search ad placements are when you're on TikTok. Then we'll go through a full search campaign setup so you can see if it's something worthwhile for your brand. So I'm on TikTok. We're seeing an ad right now. Clearly, this is not a search ad. So let's actually search for something. You may see it in the upper right. All right, sunglasses. Let's give this a try. And there we see right here, I'm highlighting this one. It's called off as sponsored. Here is where your search ads could appear. Now I understand there is another video result right to the left of it. You can attach TikTok shops to your posts without having it be sponsored. But this one that I'm highlighting right here is specifically a sponsored ad. So you know if there are popular topics and things that people search for on TikTok that are directly related to what you're trying to sell or promote, this can be a great placement. Now the result that we see here is video, but you're going to see as we're going through the campaign setup that this setting will also support image carousel ads. Okay, so let's actually hop into TikTok for Business and start creating a TikTok search ads campaign. I'm in the TikTok Ads Manager dashboard. There's a couple ways we can go to start creating this campaign. In the dashboard view, we can just go to create ad, or if you're in the campaign view, we can start creating a campaign from here. As of right now, since search ads are so new, there are only 2 campaign objectives that allow search campaigns. We have one highlighted here, there's traffic, but the other campaign objective would be website conversions. And then you probably saw on the campaign subtypes off to the side, there's the toggle where you can check for search campaigns. I'm going to choose traffic. Here's where we can toggle search campaigns, and then scroll down to finish your campaign settings. So go ahead and update the name if you need to. If you're in a special ad category, set your budgets, and then we can continue. Next, go ahead and update your ad group name. And then for search ads, right now we cannot change the optimization goal. Since we chose website traffic, the location will be the website. And our goal will be clicks on the ads to send users to the location of our website. Pretty straightforward. Next, notice the bidding section. I'm going to highlight this right here. TikTok will try to spend the entire budget. So in terms of this traffic objective, I can still enter in what I would like to pay as an average cost per click. There's really nothing more in advanced settings. It's just cost per click. Can't update anything really. Placements, it's like we looked at the example in the very beginning of this video. These are search ads, so the only option is that they're going to show up in the search results. But if I move up, there's some additional controls in terms of the placements of these ads. Do you want people to comment on them? Try to encourage more engagement? Then leave it on. Do you want to allow users to download the video ad? You can. And this one I would definitely recommend, allow video sharing. And video sharing for TikTok goes beyond just reposting it on TikTok. People will be able to copy the link to this video, share it through text or other platforms. So it can be a way to take your ads and give them a further organic reach. Next, we can look at targeting. It's the same demographic targeting that TikTok has always offered. So I'm not going to cover this one, but here's the main difference. It's a search campaign, so we're going to target by keywords. Notice that you can add up to 1,000, and some people might be like, oh, 1,000, that's so much. And it can be, especially if you're still in the Google mindset of creating crazy tight-knit ad groups that are only exact match. That's fine. That's Google search. Now, depending on what ad creative you have for TikTok and what options you may potentially find, sometimes you may need to broaden your reach, as long as the ad creative can satisfy all the keywords that you're including within your ad group. So while you're building your keywords, kind of get a little keyword tool when building your ad groups. So for this company, I just typed in makeup. Just the word makeup alone gets 300,000 searches a month on TikTok. Technically, it's more if you split those 2 words up. And there we see it's offering everything from just brands, other products. So this gives me a list of options that I can start adding to my ad group. Notice for each keyword, we can change the match types. If you want to create full exact match ad groups, you can. From my understanding, phrase and exact will work like they originally were supposed to on Google. I don't see anything in terms of cross-variant matching here. So if you've seen otherwise in TikTok, please let us know. And then within each keyword, notice I had the default bid. That was the cap that I set earlier within the settings. If you think there's a certain keyword that's going to have a higher or lower value for you, you can edit your bid. So that was the keyword suggestion portion. If we look at manual entry, you can just start typing in keywords. There, I just manually typed in 2, add both of them here. So that's another way you could do it. Or you can bulk upload. Notice the file types. And right here, we can download the template. It's really nothing special. It is just a list of your keywords. So add however many you need to. That will keep it under 1,000 total. You could just drag it here, upload it, and then once it's added to the left here, you can select any of your keywords and change the match types. So for now, I'm just going to confirm this, but you'll add all the keywords that are important to you. There's the budget again. So I'm only going to have one ad group within the campaign, so it's going to use the entire campaign budget. But you will be able to go and create multiple ad groups within the campaign and then choose if you want to use ad set level budgets or CBO. But there's the ad delivery schedule as well as the day parting schedule. Update those as needed. And here we can continue. Here we can now start creating our ad. This client has multiple accounts. So that is what the identity is, depending on which account they want to use for this ad. For now, I'll blur it out. But the ad format is going to be, as I mentioned again in the preview before, a single video, or you can create a carousel ad up to 35 images long. So go ahead and upload your video, choose it from your asset library, or if you don't have a video, which is head scratching of why you'd be on TikTok in the first place, you can try to create one with image assets, other video options, and then use their editing tool to help make a new one. Here we see we get 100 characters for the text, just like my copy says. There it is in the preview. And then you can choose different calls to action to test. And in this case, TikTok lets you choose which ones you want to include in the ad. So if here, we're trying to sell something, I understand I chose the traffic objective, just play along here. But there's several options here that fit. I would select all the ones I would want, and they would be included. To switch things up, one thing I also do recommend, if you're trying to drive more traffic, is including a display card. This will be a little pop-up that appears over your video that will give people more information about either who you are, what you're trying to sell. It could be more enticing for them to click on the ad to either actually buy something or just go to your website. But then you'll have the option to send people to the URL, which you can add here, or send them to a TikTok instant page. If you want to learn more about instant pages on TikTok, we already have a video about them here. This could be helpful for you if you're not happy with certain pages on your website or you want to create a faster experience. So check out the video. Then go ahead, add in your URL with all your tracking parameters. Here's where you can set up your conversion tracking events, and then you would publish. That's from the video side. If you choose carousel images, you would upload all of your images or choose them from your asset library. You could add music to each of the images. But scrolling down to the bottom, after all your tracking is done, you can then publish everything to get your campaign live. So after campaigns are live, there's a few things you probably want to do in terms of optimization. Let's first talk about reporting. You can go to Analytics and then Custom Reports. And here, when we're creating a new report, I'm going to choose Custom. Now there's some defaults that they add, but just look at your options to know from a dimension standpoint what you can add. There's campaign name, ad group, if you really want to break it down that specific. But if we keep scrolling all the way down, yes, even past targeting, there's a separate search label for dimensions. So besides showing your campaign, ad group, maybe you want to include some ads next to it. Here you can get a search terms report, or maybe you want to look at the keywords and the match types to see how they're engaging users or which ones are converting, which ones are driving the most clicks and spend. But notice that I can't run search terms and keywords at the same time, so you'll have to create those as two separate reports. As of right now, if we go back to the campaign view, they don't have a way in the breakdowns to start breaking it down by specific keywords or anything like that. Even in the default columns, there really isn't anything from search. So go up to Analytics, start creating custom reports that are going to include all of the search information. And since we're just kind of talked about search term reports, in case you were wondering, yes, you can add negative keywords. Now, since I couldn't actually publish this campaign, because I'd have to blur a lot of client stuff out, I'll show you how to do that in some slides. So after your search campaign is launched, TikTok has the edit button highlighted here. You can go within the campaign. And there we see in the image, there's a separate tab for keywords and search terms. You'll be able to view that within the campaign there too. This is the same section where you can go and edit your keywords. If you want to change bids, edit match types, remove certain keywords, add certain keywords, but you'll see the certain section for negative keywords. You can use the same file template that we downloaded earlier to upload any negative keywords, or you can add them manually. And in case you were wondering, yes, TikTok uses the same match types for negatives as they do for broad. So if you're very familiar with search ads, TikTok search is going to be very easy for you to set up. We just understand that the way that you advertise on Google probably won't work on TikTok. Your creative still needs to speak to users on this platform. And in case you were wondering, yes, you can combine video and carousel within the same ad groups if you want to test out both of the formats at the same time. Even though TikTok says this campaign type is available now everywhere in the US, we could only find it in one of our client accounts. The remaining 5 or 6 who've advertised on TikTok still don't have it yet, so it should be there soon. As we learn more, and as new features keep rolling out, we can hopefully continue to make more videos about TikTok search as time goes on. But in the meantime, if you have any questions on the initial announcement, please let us know in the comments.
Thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up below. If you really liked it, maybe think about subscribing to the Paid Media Pros YouTube channel and you'll get alerted every time a new video drops.
If you really liked it, you can help support the channel by checking out some of the t-shirts that we're wearing on our merch shelf, as well as looking at the Super Thanks button.